finally here. The no-sew alterations hack video that I've been promising you is finally here, and I swear it is worth the wait. This is a no-sew, no scissor, no glue, no safety pin alterations video that's gonna blow your mind. Not only are you gonna be able to sort of alter and tweak and adjust the fit of your clothing so that it really celebrates your own body, but you are also gonna be able to manipulate the design and the styling of the clothing in a way that's really gonna let you celebrate your own personal style. This is so awesome. If you're anything like me, you're gonna wanna keep these little guys, you'll find out what it is in a minute, keep these little guys in a place that is very convenient because you're gonna reach for them all the time. And if you're watching this video, you're probably a lot like me in the sense that you're super creative, you're super visual, you like to challenge yourself, you like to learn new things, like to create magical worlds in your brain, and that's why I think you're gonna love today's sponsor. It's June's Journey. It is a totally free mobile gaming app that is so beautiful and so creative, and I swear makes me smarter. I mean, I'm probably making that up, but I swear it, and I think you'll find it too. So basically, here's the deal. It is a hidden objects game that kind of exists in this like murder mystery 1920s magical land. The first part that you do is like the hidden objects piece of it, which is really cool for focus. Like, I feel like it really helps my brain focus because there's the first layer of images that you have to like find and tap, and there's bonuses and speed and accuracy and all this stuff. And the more you get into the game, the more you get to customize what it starts to look like to you. There's this like castle that you get to design and build and customize. So like for us DIYers, it's really satisfying. Now, what I recommend is first thing in the morning. So I wake up really early in the morning to get up before my kids. And right when I get up, I'm like, it's like hard to wake up. It's hard to sort of peel myself out of that like half asleep vibe. And I don't really want to jump on social media right away. And I don't want to get right into emails right away, but I need something to wake up my brain. This is amazing because it's this like fully immersive, beautiful world that starts to get your brain to focus on these images, and it starts to wake you up in a really creative way. So if you're anything like me and these things sound like fun to you, highly recommend downloading it. It's totally free. So I hope you guys check that out. Okay, I want to show you what the magical little tool is that we're going to use for today's video because this is everything. It's these guys. I put them all in this little bin. I am gonna link them below. It started when I bought these. You know that like jeans button? It's like a button that you can put on your jeans to adjust the shape, right? It just goes, it pops in like an enamel pin. And all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute. That's like almost like a safety pin, but like decorative, like on purpose, so you can see it. And then I bought these little waist cinchers. It comes with these like hooks, but if you just don't use them, you just end up with a set of all of these really beautiful decorative pins. They are like meant to be seen, put them anywhere, instant buttons. Start with the cardigan. These are 3 of the little gold guys that normally come as the giant hook and eye thing. You're gonna find your placement and overlap. You're gonna push it through. It's out. You just take the little piece. That's the click I was talking about, the satisfying click. And there you go. This is now a button-up cardigan. So any cardigan, draped shirt thing that you have, you can turn into a closed sweater. This is just so yummy and cozy. This is a skirt that I have had hanging in my closet with a safety pin permanently. I took the safety pin out. You can see it's kind of low-waisted, which I just don't ever wear midi length skirts low-waisted. I'm gonna actually hide the zipper because when I'm wearing it, I'm not gonna need access to it. I mean, it's a skirt, so if I have to go to the bathroom, I can just pull it up. I'm gonna overlap it, and we're gonna create 3 little pretty crystal buttons. So push through. You always have to push through and make sure you have enough to get, there's like a little groove. If you don't get to the groove, like if you have too much fabric and you can't push it through, the little backing has nothing to click to. So I could just do 1, and I mean, I'm done, right? Like, I'm done. But I want it to look intentional. I want it to look pretty. You know what? 2 is actually really nice. It fits me exactly the way that I would want a high-waisted skirt to fit, and it's pretty. Just keep thinking of the fact that you can collapse fabric in a way that looks pretty. So think about anywhere that you would want to create little details, use these. Sometimes when you have something that's open like this, I find it's more flattering when the shape comes up like this. It's something that I often safety pin in a lot of my tops. Like if it feels really open here, this is how this is hanging in my closet right now with a safety pin, because when the shoulders are wide, I felt like it made me look wider. And normally I just like try to cover it with my hair. But this is something that looks pretty, so you don't have to do that. I took it off and redid it like laying flat so I could see it, and it looks really pretty with two. So I just did, you can see I kind of like created two little folds, so two little pleats, and then had them lay flat and just put two of the buttons. And this is not uncomfortable at all. It totally transforms the neckline, and obviously if you do it when it's not on you, you have the ability to make it look really pretty. This is an instant skirt. This is fabric. I have it folded almost in half. You can see where it's sort of doubled there. So that just depends on your length. You can make it a maxi, which is so very in. Grab whichever button you want. I am gonna do the crystal. Pull tight. One side like this, take the other side, pull tight, and I would do it like, think of your body in thirds. So on a third, I would do it here. So not dead center, either here or here. And now we're just gonna pop the crystal in right here. I am going to add another one, maybe 3 total, just for like design. Bring a piece of fabric with you on vacation and a couple of buttons, and boom. You've got a beach cover up, you've got a skirt you can wear out to dinner. Oh my God. I happen to like wearing these sleeves down, but every once in a while I like to kind of cuff them to create a little bit more of a polished look, but it never stays. So we're gonna do a cuff like we normally would. I always like making the outer part of the cuff bigger because I think that that angle is really flattering. Right here, I'm gonna pop one of these little guys on. Pull it through, you can see it, click. Boom. It's the perfect cuff, exactly as you want it, where you want it. Not gonna go anywhere, gonna stay in place the whole day, and it's got a cool little detail. So you'll roll once, roll again, and then make sure that part is down. And then I'm gonna go right here because if I went through this part, it would be too thick. First of all, it is so flattering, the shape that it creates, but it also creates a really cool, like effortless vibe. So you've got the roll, but it's not so perfectly rolled and crisp and sewed down. It's that kind of like slouchy roll that is actually very hard to do because to keep it there is very hard. Like it's easy for a photo to like have a slouchy roll, but to keep it there, not so much. We're gonna use the waist cinchers to actually create this pinched waist effect, which is huge right now and so freaking cute. So basically the way the waist cincher works is it's like 2 giant hook and eyes, but instead of sewing down the edge of the hook and eyes, you're using the crystal buttons to secure them in place. That's basically how it works. So you line it up wherever you want it, add the little crystal buttons to secure it, and then just hook them together just like with a normal hook and eye, and it collapses all that volume. Okay. I took a big, oh, sorry, the gardener is here. You can probably hear the leaf blower. I took a big oversized jacket. I did a set here and a set in the back to basically create like a tapered little dress. I mean, I could do as many of them as I wanted, and so it could end up being like tight if I wanted, but look at that. That's really cute. And jean dresses are having like such a moment. So if you have a long jean jacket, you can totally turn it into a dress without the need to have a whole separate piece. This is a dress that I made a couple years ago on this channel, and I love it. I have had safety pins to give it a better shape for probably a year and a half now. Why don't I do anything to take it in? Well, it's kind of hard to do with the fringe because if I were to take in any of the waist, I'd have all this excess to contend with. So I just wasn't sure what to do with it. I normally only wear it when I'm doing like TV segments, so you don't see the back anyway, so it's fine. However, we're gonna use the waist cinchers. So you'll see in a second that the way I model it is with the actual waist cincher, but this is another way of doing it, is just using the individual crystal buttons to create pleats. Look how pretty that looks. It takes in just that little bit that I need here. It still feels like loose and cool and oversized slightly, but it's not so big. But I mean, this is taking out like 5 inches at least. Really think about all the ways that you could get creative with tapering the waist or the shape so that it shows off your shape and fits you in a totally no-sew clickable way. Here's another dress that I was not wearing. So I just did a little overlap with the gold, and you can work with the pattern. It just got super dark in here again. It was just something that I felt like I always needed to wear with a belt, but like a belt wasn't the right vibe. Just that slight taper at the waist is all that I wanted. I'm just gonna take one of the little denim buttons. I'm gonna do silver because that matches. You don't wanna go too far because you don't want your waistline to look skewed, but I'm gonna go about 1.5 inches. So now I will just button it to that one. It doesn't look like angled or weird, but they 100% feel more snug. I just had one more idea for jeans. Creating a cool, like overlapped cuff situation. You can create any design you want here, but this is what I did. So to do it, I basically created two big pleats focused in the front so that it would be centered in the front. And then I'm only putting the button through those outer layers because getting it through that back layer would just be like too much denim and it wouldn't click. But this is sort of the trend. This is a huge trend right now, and this is a great way to do it to jeans you already own. It just instantly changes the whole shape of the pant. So not only now am I high-waisted, but I've got a cool cuff that creates like a volume and a shape that's very, very in right now. So many ideas. Have you ever noticed that anytime like a blogger or a model or anyone is modeling a shirt like this, they always are like doing like this. Like they're always opening it up or like holding their like hand in their pocket to somehow like let this part be open. It's a more flattering effect than this. This is not particularly flattering. So I was thinking, what if we could pin it there? This would be much easier to do not on your body, but I want you to get the idea of it. So you're gonna take like here, and you're gonna find a spot in the back, and you're gonna overlap like that and go right through. You don't even need to go to the back of the shirt. You just need to pin those two little things together. I mean, even if you only want to do one side, this is just like a super flattering little pop that when it opens like this, it just plays tricks on your eyes, so it's a super slimming effect. And normally that's why everyone's always doing this, like opening it up when they're posing. But what about in your regular life? You know, if you lay it down, like you could make a super pretty little pleat right there. Maybe I would loosen it a tiny bit so we don't see that pull. Also, this is just a styling thing. These sleeves are really slippery because of this fabric and the buttons aren't that tight. So I find myself when I'm wearing it constantly rolling it and re-rolling it. You could just pop a crystal to keep it in place. It's not an alteration, but it's a styling sort of tool that lets you customize it like for your style language so that the clothes feel like they're kind of hanging on your body in a way that makes you feel good. So I thrifted this skirt. It's like the perfect print, animal print, perfect like swooshiness, zhuzhy, like obsessed. However, I find the buttons to be super weird and out of place, like dark brown wooden buttons are weird. And I also don't like that it's kind of low-waisted. I feel like if it was high-waisted, I'd have an easier time wearing it. First thing you're gonna do is just remove all of the buttons. All right, so you're gonna wanna make sure to take the side that had the buttons, overlap over the front because the buttonholes are here and we don't need to see them anymore. So you're gonna overlap it however you want it to fit. If you wanted to create a slit, fold this back like that, and then you'll end up with a whole slit situation. I am not gonna do that. I'm gonna pull tight. What I would recommend is doing one like right here too. And then two down here so that when I walk, I have a little bit of a slit, but I'm not showing my business, and you can control how high or how low you want that. Tighten the waistband, raise the waistband, give it a shot. I'm gonna call it a day. There are 1 million more ways that you guys can use this. I know it, and so I hope that you get super creative with it. I hope that you guys loved this one. Share it with a friend if you think that someone might enjoy this, because I really think this is an incredible hack for customizing your clothing and really making the most out of the pieces that you already own. So I would love it if you would share it. Check out June's Journey and download the free mobile gaming app now. It is so fun and creative and beautiful, and I think you're really gonna love it, and it's really great for focus, you know, getting the creative juices flowing. So I hope that you enjoy it. I will see you guys here for another fantastic video next week, next Sunday. I hope you all have a beautiful week. Thanks for being here. Mwah! I love you.